डेस्क के ऊपर बैठ के ज्ञान नहीं ले सकते। ज्ञान चाहिए तो स्कूल में जाना होगा, कोई नहीं घुसाए तो तोड़ना पड़ेगा। आई बिलीव दैट दरवाजा तोड़ के भी पढ़ना चाहिए, किताब फाड़ के भी पढ़ना चाहिए, पढ़ना चाहिए और किसी को पढ़ाना चाहिए।
The reality is, आप अंग्रेजी पढ़ के अंग्रेजियत में अगर आ जाते हैं तो same thing happens that 1% of the population, which is or 2% of administration or 1% of India, which speaks English and has something in hand to do, give back to system or to Bharatvarsh, to society. That 1% population, before independence, during independence, after independence, have been making law, rules, regulations for 99% of the majority, and that 99% of the majority has not done anything to mold them and divert them for their 99% of population's benefit. They are able to even control politicians. They are even able to control, strong lobbies of, I will say, NGOs who want to do something and contribute to the society. That 1% of Angreziyat, which was transferred by Macaulay in 1835 in India, that legacy is still continuing. So I believe, can this legacy of this betrayal to our own people by English speaking elite be controlled by this NEP 2020? I would like to welcome Raman sir to please give a talk on how we can understand this dichotomy that exists in our system, and what are the ways that can come out, and maybe at primary level teachers need to be trained, in a proper way on a large scale. That you were talking to me once about training them in English or training them in Hindi or whatever form. My fundamentals are, or the policymakers should aim at, creating pride in our heritage, in our education system, in our ethos, which perhaps needs a complete rehaul. Raman sir.
Thank you so much, Ravi. Hope I am audible.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for setting the tone for the day, and my thanks goes to Dr. Kavita Sharma for having spoken and then brought in the whole concept of new education policy in her own viewpoints. We come from a fraternity or an industry called education. So an educationist by design is somebody who professes that this is what will make you better, this is what will take you further, this is how you would progress. Now this is the teaching. So a teacher gives this teaching, but if on the other hand we do not have students, we do not have receivers, we do not have followers, everything goes away. So I feel at the center of the whole controversy, since Ravi has brought in aspects of negativity which are just, I'll bring in that positivity after I finish. You will be forced to say, sorry sir, this was maybe a narrow way of looking at it. If I am successful in throwing what I wish to. Everything positive and negative exists together. I get a pride in doing something, and that pride comes only when somebody appreciates me. So I as an individual may be good or may be bad. So it is appreciation or depreciation which matters, or maybe acceptance of that teaching or non-teaching or idiocies is what matters. So if the majority, we as Indians, have adopted whatever system we have adopted, and somebody is making a policy which is for those who have to follow those without any question, then we are gone forever. And that is what has happened. So I would say when we talk of an education system, this is the policy which was possibly required maybe 20 years earlier. At least it has come is a good fortune. That's where I would begin. So that it has begun, that means there are thoughts which are going at the higher level, at least now the same policy makers are there, and they could make this policy which is impacting and affecting each and every one. Because we're talking about nationalism and aspects of nationalism, unless a policy is impacting everyone which is part of this nation, the policy is useless. But it is for the first time, at least in education policy, this is going to impact everyone. I would begin with some sayings or some, I would say, a very basic cultural aspect we Indians are known for, and we have been professing, and our older traditions or maybe teachings have always talked about it. What is that? I'll begin with by saying that all the problems that we have in life is because of wrong thinking. Look at the history. All historical wars that has happened is because of selfish nature or a wrong thinking. Now, if you have wrong thinking, problem would remain. So thinking has to change. Second, every problem has a solution in right knowledge. So if there is a problem because of wrong thinking, that problem would be solved when only we have access to the right knowledge. And that is what education policy is all about. Selfishness, or I would say the other way, selflessness is the only way of progress and prosperity. So we have wrong thinking, so we have problems. We have no right knowledge, therefore no solution is happening. And then we are not selfless. So where are we? So there is no progress, there is no prosperity seen. So there are very obvious things which are there. The seed that you sow will give you the tree or the fruit of that type. So that's where we are going wrong. Every act that we do is an act of a prayer or maybe a future plan. Anything that we today has an impact on everything. And that's quantum entanglement that we talk of in terms of science. So we have been talking about all these aspects. Renouncing of ego, it is not happening. I may say anything, but what I practice is more important. So education policy is now saying so many things, but what will come in practice depends on the babus or papas or dadas, whosoever is managing that. Connecting with higher consciousness is again a very, very badly understood term or never practiced. I would say that. Live what you learn is another lesson which we have never taken. Even if a teacher has taught us so many times, don't speak lie, but we are happy speaking lies. Especially people sitting at the chairs, they are very happy saying that you are the worst student in front of me. Even if he is the best, because he has his own candidate or he has his own agenda. So we keep speaking lies and we are expecting something good to happen from the policy only is a misnomer. Never give up was taught to us, all of us, but we all give up and succumb. I don't know why the machinery of all these administrative services have succumbed, and teachers have been brought down to a level from where even if you speak, you say that you are a teacher, what will you do? So you can see what has happened because the teacher is not respected. We all come from a school where teachers are still saluted from a distance. If I talk to my principal today, I would get up and salute him. Yes, sir. That's the respect which comes internally. So internalization of all these practices have not happened. We have not surrendered to good things. We have rather surrendered to bad things. Absorbing higher level of thinking or order of thinking or maybe higher consciousness has not happened. And detaching ourselves from the wealth or the Maya has never happened. So all these have brought us to the present thing. I would end by these sayings said that being good itself is an award. Forget about everything else. Even if I am good, that's an award for me. So I should not bother what is happening on the neighbor's front or who is gaining more money or who is losing more money. I am good. I have not done anything wrong. I think is good enough. So let's go and we have a union with so-called God, which exists to unite us to understand what is education. I would define education as a combination of these words, education, in terms of etiquette, discipline, universal brotherhood, creativity, awareness, transformation, integrity, optimism, and nobility. So that's education all about. If you look at it now in Hindi, because you come from linguistic side, I thought I will have a Hindi version as well. So it says it is Shishtachar, अनुशासन, विश्व बंधुत्व, सृजनात्मकता, जागृति, रूपांतरण, एकात्मकता, optimism is ashawadi, and last the nobility is the sajjanta. If you look at these qualities, this is what shiksha should be. If any education is able to imbibe on every one of us this, we are successful to some extent. Well, we cannot root out all the darkness because I have the torch in my hand. No, darkness has its own strength. If there is no darkness, even the torch will not be appreciated. So the national education policy is like a bigger torch now, which has been divided into 5 parts. Essentially, in the beginning, it is an introduction which talks about almost everything together. Then the part 1 speaks about school education only and how can it be improved with the aim that we have taken up. Then part 2 is on higher education. The third part is on key areas of focus, which also includes the governance, the way it is implemented, and at the end it is how to make it really happen. So I'll begin by introducing the thing and understanding that education is not my cup only. Education has to be universal. It has to be fundamental for everyone. And that this policy has brought in that education has to go to every individual level. It has to impact the society level. It has to also impact the national level and plus the global level is part and parcel of the policy. Therefore, it has a very deep-rooted national character. That's how I understood it. There are policies which we have evolved from in 1968 to 2020. It's a great jump and an integration of everything which is required at this time. And plus, it also has the possibilities of modifying it or improving it as we progress with the experience in this particular Industry 4.40 era. So what are the pillars? In the earlier policies, we had the access being taken care of and the equity also being taken care of, but quality was very badly missing. So now the quality aspect has been brought in very, very strongly because of the development and advancement of technology. And I think there is a generation of experts now created because of the earlier education system who understands that if we do not come back and give it to the rest people, then we will be gone forever. We will not be even respected if we only follow the Western policies that somehow has got importance in India. That has to go. So this realization in the educated fraternity, I will not use the word elites. I would use the word educated fraternity, if at all they are still educated. If with experience also we at this age are not educated and our pockets are empty, then thanks to those and their lives. So the two things which were earlier there was the access and the equity. Now the quality has been added. And then you have the affordability now being added and the accountability. Now, if all these 5 become the pillars where accountability also is important, if I have not done a duty, should I not be punished? You can see the example of Bombay police in the media now. They have not done something is so obvious and they still are with high head and high chest. So this शर्म जो होता है, जो आंखों की शर्म जब खत्म हो जाती है तो education has no meaning. तो आंखों की शर्म खत्म नहीं होनी चाहिए, and that is what is at least in the policy exists. So we have a holistic policy which is at the same time flexibility, with no hard and fast separation now between arts and science and cultural, or maybe you could say curricular, co-curricular, physics, chemistry. All that is required is you have to have a credit bank, and you earn credits from anywhere, be it distance education, be it the vocational education, be it sports, be it cultural, music. You acquire credit. So much of credit is required for your graduation. It's a beautiful thing to happen. I'm not interested in studying physics for long. Why should I be forced to study? But if you are interested, if you have done it, then these are other aspects you also must study, so that there is no gap what has happened today. Even though individual expertise is required, but then universal personality is a must. If our personality is also narrowed because of studying physics, then why should I not be taught history? Why should I not be taught Hindi as well? Why should I not be taught doing music as well? So it is not that physics is important, it is that my universal personality is important, and we as educationists and receivers must start understanding this. So the education will have to be now multidisciplinary instead of single one stream expert. So this is the essence of education policy now. There will be one banner called university, and within the university, now there will not be any so-called other types of university, deemed universities, to be universities, or specialized universities. No, it will be a university, one. Then it will be multidisciplinary. It will also give you a degree, a diploma, an advanced diploma, and a degree, and you can acquire credits from any university you want. What a flexibility. So this is for the first time that we are really gearing up to an open system for universal development of individuals. Yes, I don't want to do music is fine, but I will not do music because I'm doing this, or I'm not allowed to do music is a wrong thing. So that's where we are. At the educating level, we are trying to focus on critical thinking rather than just rote learning. So you have to have conceptual things rather than just having to pass examination. So examination may not be even run or not happen. There is no need for evaluation. Let them just earn credits. So many hours of teaching or sitting in the class, doing the projects, or doing aspects which are related to the learning done is enough for giving him a degree or a diploma or advanced diploma. So examination per se may go away, but teachers are not going away, because teachers are always required. So a discovery oriented teaching or a value based regular as well as formative assessment. It can be assessment if at all. It's a formative one. It will form and together cumulative way of maybe evaluating people with diverse, local as well as inclusive resource efficiency. Utilization of somebody else's building also is part and parcel of this policy. If there is a school which is running good, why should the school in the neighborhood run bad? Why can't we collaborate? Do you think we need idiots in the neighbor and good people in my house? That was a wrong thing happening earlier. So this, therefore, the policy has a very rational approach with compassion, empathy, courage, resilience, and scientific temperament, with ethical and constitutional values inbuilt to create real national, I would say, citizens who would think for the country, who would think for the society, who would think for the nation. But now who is going to implement? Implementations are to be done by teachers, and teachers will have to be therefore highly valued in the society. That has gone to a 6 out of the boundary now. It is for the first time that 6% of national funding has been given, GDP has been given for education, if that is implemented in honesty. Now, if you do not have honesty, don't blame it on education policy. I would say blame it on teachers and blame it on those idiot students who have bothered only to amass wealth, not appreciate knowledge itself. It is the relationship which matters. It is what you want to give, because your value is in giving, because others are going to appreciate. So we have gone ahead to an extent that I will not need your appreciation. I need a chair, that's all. And how I get a chair is immaterial. So there the wrong thing has already happened, and we'll have to worry about these. Now, coming to the aspects of university and colleges, because I come from that arena of higher education, universities will have to be of high quality. Low quality universities and colleges will slowly go away. That is what is the plan. There is a total restructuring to be done on the institutional level, and holistic education is to be given. It was where that I had already published a book wherein I had already proposed an integrated model of higher education, and fortunately all that is there in the education policy was part and parcel of that thing, because that means many academicians are already thinking on those directions, and this policy is a product of very good set of people led by Dr. Kasturi Rangan. So the social status of some of our education is low, like diploma holders, like those skilled people, even though we depend on their artistic this thing values, but we have not valued them in the society. This education policy therefore has brought them all under the banner of university. So one university giving diploma, giving a B.Ed degree, talking about advanced diploma, vocational. It also will give you degree in sports. It will give you degree in PhD and all technology, all arts, all science. Even IITs have been asked to have holistic education, and they will also have to now teach arts, history, geography, science, social studies together. Now that's the miracle, and that was the need of the time. Madam had also hinted at it that all these developments is not possible empty-handed. There is also a regulatory body which has been framed, and number of them have been brought in, and there is a national research fund as well. NRF has been institutionalized. Then the funding for all these directions will also come from the center, and some part will have to be taken up by the states also. Therefore, there is a real transformation in the regulatory system as well. The other areas of focus, I'll just summarize partly, and then we'll have a discussion a little later if time permits. The professional education that we have somehow neglected in a different way, like pharmacy, education itself, like B.Ed. The teachers, quality of teachers coming out of the B.Ed colleges, if those are not good quality, if those are not committed, if they are not spending their day and night to work for the student's life, you have had it, and we are having it. Nursing, optometry, the music, art, theater, all these aspects of education are getting integrated, even filmmaking or journalism. Then adult education and lifelong education is a key. I believe that doing a graduation and becoming an IAS and IPS and leading everywhere is a wrong practice that India started. And somebody who somehow did not get into IAS and IPS, even if he has 3 PhD degrees, he still cannot lead anything, is a misery that we are staying in time. So somebody who is really qualified in a direction should be chosen by the central government, state government, given the responsibility, additional responsibility, with accountability, with funding and decision-making powers. The changes are obvious. Let negativity exist. I will be so positive that I will combine all the negative points. Ultimately, if you add integers, which is positive and negative, they sum up to 0. So we have everything inside 0 itself. So we will remain 0 ever in case we don't increase our positivity. Then there is also an inbuilt promotion of languages, arts and culture, and quite a good emphasis has been given in this system. We are trying to integrate the aspects of technology into education by encouraging online and digital education is really important. And then the regulatory bodies which comes in terms of the Rashtriya Shiksha Ayog. There is a Rashtriya Shiksha Ayog, that means the national education Niti Ayog, like on the pattern of Niti Ayog, we'll have Shiksha Ayog. Similarly, you'll also have a permanent office for it who are going to really debate and articulate all aspects of education at the national level. And there'll also be at the state level, state Shiksha Ayog or Rajya Shiksha Ayog. So these are together going to also bring in the aspect of one thing which was lacking for long is Indian education service. And they have mentioned this on the pattern of Indian administrative service. So it is first time that the policy is talking about Indian Education Service, who will coordinate with all the ministries like Ministry of Education, the medical sciences, and all that, and combine and frame policy at the national level without ever demeaning or belittling the state level priorities or desires. Now that's another very good thing. So federal structure has been also respected, that you want to teach your children Tamil, go ahead and teach. Till 8th you are free. At the same time, you must teach English as well. And by the time the children reach class 8th or 5th or 5th, after 5th till 8th, they want to shift to English, fine. If they do not want, then teach them or give them the graduation degree in Tamil. That also is inbuilt. So it's a choice. So state level people can gear up to have human resources in the manner they require in their states. So nice. Therefore, implementation and affordability remains the issue, which is the concern for all of us. But quality is supreme, and salute to all teachers who have made us should be at the bottom line. If we do not respect our parents, our teachers, the God is never happy with us. So I'll end by saying that Ravi, thanks that you have invited people from the education arena to speak on policy rather than administrators speaking on policy. This should not be implemented by administrators. Make educators as administrators to be implemented, rather than administrators to come into education and become the bottleneck. That's where your answers will be lying. I'll be happy to discuss any other nuances and nitty-gritties of the policy later. Thank you so much.
It was very enlightening to hear from you, sir, especially about, the flexibility that now students have in terms of transferring from one college to another, credit system, etc. People having liberty at a school level, to study in a language they want in their states, etc. And it appears to be very positive, But I'm little worried for the fact that how many people are really beneficiary of this education policy. Number one. Number two, is it affecting or is it certainly encompassing those students, who board on buffaloes and go to village pond and take education there with their slate and copy? There are millions still, who are not able to understand what computer is. They are not able to put on the computers, They certainly know now mobile phone operations, and perhaps COVID has given lots of opportunity to learn through mobile, motion picture and all, even without any formal education. If one wishes, one can become a club, and Dronacharya can be sitting somewhere and he may not know that how many club he has created. But now the reality is totally different, sir. For the fact, that, we are talking about PhD and education system, IS lobby, not allowing people to come forward, political will, etc. There is another problem that we are talking about, selflessness. At one point of time, we are talking about, teachers are always selfless, they are dedicated, they are, and I believe you have been very fortunate. Many of us are fortunate, including Kavita madam is also a good dedicated teacher. And you are also a part of the system where you had a very good dedicated teachers. I also had the same. Defense people, they have enjoyed Ustad and Gurus, they have very, very good paramilitaries training them, and giving ragra in the parade ground. But what about those students? What about these states, who recruit people at 5,000 rupees per month, at the basic primary school level teaching? just before elections and recruit them in a mass level, and then don't give them salaries for a longer period of time, and people expect them to do miracles. And these system, if you look at how this education policy is going to create that brand of teachers who are selfless, who are dedicated, who talk about the frame that you have discussed about education, those variety of terms that you said, universal, united, and whatnot, and all these things appeared to be little too utopian, sir.
I understand what you're saying. I'll tell you my story.
Right.
Madam was a principal of Hindu College, and let me tell you, I did not get a job in Hindu College, or I did not even study in Hindu College. I had to leave Delhi University because I also graduated from Delhi University, did my PhD as well from physics department. The university did not give me a job. 5 years of ad hocism there, and I did not get a job. Hats off to people who recruit. And you go and ask people whether I was a good teacher or a bad teacher. Why did that not happen? It is not about people sitting on the back of the buffaloes. It is even at when you are riding a scooter or a car, the system is the same. So it is individual vigor or motivation or the zeal that you have to have, supported by parents. Now, if your parent is a buffalo man, there is a bad luck initially. Then he has to struggle again. So I did not get a job in Delhi University is a submission that I have. And when I joined a private university called Sikkim Manipal, I was there for 12 long years. In 12 years, I got all the opportunity to be everything. I was a person from physics. I did my MTech as well there. I became a principal of an engineering college without being an engineer. Possible. So here is a possibility. So once you become a principal of an engineering college and you work so hard that you motivated every faculty to do the best, all the students were involved. The West Bengal College where I was, the Central West Bengal University, they recognized us, what is happening in this college that they are so good. So we became so good, I got a chance to become a vice chancellor early at 46 age. So one gets an opportunity if he works. This is Gita. Gita का ज्ञान यही है. हम भैंस के ऊपर बैठ के ज्ञान नहीं ले सकते. ज्ञान चाहिए तो स्कूल में जाना होगा, कोई नहीं घुसाए तो तोड़ना पड़ेगा. I believe that दरवाजा तोड़ के भी पढ़ना चाहिए, किताब फाड़ के भी पढ़ना चाहिए, पढ़ना चाहिए और किसी को पढ़ाना चाहिए. यदि किसी को पढ़ने की दिक्कत है, यूनिवर्सिटी आजकल ओपन है, इसीलिए यूनिवर्सिटी को एक ऐसा अम्ब्रेला बनाया जा रहा है जहां कोई भी आ सकता है. कोलैबोरेटिव मोड में भी पढ़ाई हो सकता है. हमें यूनिवर्सिटी को किसी विलेज को अडॉप्ट करना पड़ेगा, किसी स्कूल को अडॉप्ट करना पड़ेगा, किसी गांव को अडॉप्ट करना पड़ेगा, जहां के बच्चों को पढ़ाने के लिए जो चीज जरूरत है वो करना पड़ेगा. और ये यदि 5 साल 10 साल हुआ, एजुकेशन पॉलिसी सक्सेसफुल हो सकता है. 2040 के बाद हमें ये सवाल नहीं आएगा. दिस इज व्हाट आई फील. दूध हम पिएंगे लेकिन भैंस पे को चरा के नहीं. जिसको वो करना है वो करे बाय चॉइस.
कुछ टीचर, including you or Raman sir, and there are many, whom whom I see personally. There are good numbers, who are self-motivated ones, right? So in spite of all this, which is prevalent in India, they have been changing the world, as an activist, as a social worker, as a social entrepreneur, as a teacher, professor, mentor, friend, whatever. Many times you spend money from your own pocket for a student.
Oh, lots of time.
Right. So that kind of, teacher certainly gets rewarded in a form, and that is respect that you get. Raman sir se jara sunte hain ki how he keeps himself motivated.
बड़ा मुश्किल है. Anyway, there are only two things actually what I see. Either you succeed or you get experience. So
Yes.
if you have not succeeded, you have gained experience of maybe finding a different way of success. So that's how I kept moving. We were trained to gun down people but we chose pen. So that itself was a great decision. So why not join a job too early in life and there settle? So that was the kind of motive that we all were trained to. I would talk about just 2 minutes how I did a little bit of research in the whole area that we are all discussing in last maybe 3 to 4 years, even though it was in mind for 20 years plus. What I did was I studied about all career options across the globe. So I found that there are around 12,000 plus career options or jobs. I brought them down to 1200, then brought further them down to 120, and again further down to 12. So now I have just 12 routes or trees. I call them as career trees. I put that in the book itself. So there are just 12 trees through which you can have all the fruits on the world. All right. Now you have to get onto one tree. So one life, one tree. So it's a new concept that we worked on. Forget about 11 trees. This itself is a great task. We don't want to forget that I have not become IS, therefore I'll forget it. No, you will have to forget it. Get onto one tree. Now that tree choice has to be made at the right time. So there is a process of doing it. So I have a website which is 5 to 85. From the age of 5 to 85, what are the career options which are available? So I've divided the whole life into 6 phases and then worked on कि 5 से 10 तक क्या चाहिए, 10 से 15 क्या चाहिए, and so on.
Interesting.
Now,
Interesting.
So, and that is what artificial intelligence based study, a trend of thought processes in the mind of a child
Yes.
based on innate qualities or hidden qualities or God's gift has to be studied
Yes.
by experts. So I created an idea of lifetime career lab. So you have to have a lifetime career lab. Everyone from 5 to 85 should reach this lab, get tested. So we evolved a model of testing. It is the ISPVD model now. It is again published. It is interest, skill, value system, personality, and your D is the distinguishing factor or discriminating factor, differentiating factor, or God's gift. So choice of career based on this trend study. Now this trend itself is a complex thing. Psychology plays a role, society plays a role, family plays a role, buffalo plays a role, computer plays a role, the friend, the peer circle plays a role, whatever it is. He has to make a choice by the end of class 10. So if he makes a choice out of 12, 1, he still has 1,000 jobs. So can we make this choice available at all schools is my aim, future aim. So if we establish this lab, not yet experimented, but model is ready, and we'll have experts from all around the corner to actually fill in the gaps to find questionnaire. We are also thinking of including the genetic mapping, brain mapping, understanding the relationship between decision making and how individual has evolved in the society, all that. So it's a huge study which has ultimately come, and a model has become very huge.
In fact,
So-
Dr.
We would like to have, another webinar on this
Oh,
topic.
yes.
Yes.
So
I-
maybe we will learn more, on
Yes.
on it.
But the bottom line is,
In fact, what Dr. Raman is saying, it can be synced with that artificial intelligence tool what government of India is trying to say,
my book
Right,
says
in
that.
fact,
My
yes.
book already says that.
Yeah.
So we
Yes,
will
in
use-
fact, on this, our Praveen ji is part of that artificial intelligence thing which government
Oh,
of India
good.
is developing.
Oh,
Right.
good.
So-
And luckily, I am also one of the board of, artificial intelligence, which is being developed for Supreme Court of India.
join together to work on this area.
Ravi ji, I am very much interested in developing these soft skills, etiquette, manners, values, culture, patriotism, discipline among the students. I know, and if anything of this sort is there in your program or anything, please let me know. I
We
would be
will,
happy
we will,
to
we
join.
will
Yeah.
certainly like to do it. And thank you.
Half a minute. Take a half a minute.
Okay, sir.
So at the bottom, as sir has been also saying, everybody at the bottom is that everybody must have value.
Yes.
Now, and then next level is what you want to do. Say after having human values, universal human values, you choose say engineering. After you choose engineering, then think of mechanical or civil or electrical or mechanical. After you have chosen mechanical, then go on to nitty-gritties or specialization in this. Here what happens is because of certain pressures, we simply think we become aeronautical engineering, but I don't have the value. I don't have this necessary skill. So the gap remains, and he spoils or he does not perform.
Yes.
So there has to be something with one word, last word is creative learnability is the thing which has to come in. So it's a
Yeah, in fact, on this, you know, I did a made a video, you know, did lots of supercomputers studies, you know,
Absolutely.
how strong these
and the
metaflops they
personality
have.
The personality type should not be just say T type. It has to be T type, not I type.
No, but
T
sir,
type-
there is a problem. We'll talk. We will have a webinar on that. I tell you,
you'll have to go horizontally as well as deep.
you know, there is a problem, sir, and the problem is, you know, now, you know, earlier when industrial revolution etc. started, we moved on to knowledge-based, you know, education system, and slowly that knowledge thing is like information gathering. You know, the more information that your brain has, the better it is. It was considered, but now that is being replaced by AI, artificial intelligence. तो आपका मेमोरी भी कमजोर हो जाएगा, you know. तो बचा क्या फिर human beings के लिए? And we will become very passive, you know, over a period of time. For example, earlier, you know, oral traditions में our brain was very active. हम लोग catch करते थे, याद करते थे, नया value add करते थे उसमें, and then it was passing from one generation to another. तो brain was, you know, like healthy brain, very active brain. But फिर जब वो हमने lose कर दिया उसको, and हम किताब पे आ गए, you know, preserve करने लगे, store करने लगे library में. हमने घर के अंदर बड़ी-बड़ी लाइब्रेरी बना ली किताबों की, ये सोच के कि चलो रख देते हैं, जब मन करेगा कभी पढ़ लेंगे. याद नहीं करते उसको. अब उससे हम फ्लॉपी पे आ गए, उसके बाद फिर पेन ड्राइव पे आ गए, अब चिप पे आ गए. Now they have developed, people have developed, you know, chips जो आपके दिमाग में इंसर्ट हो जाएगा and आपका मेमोरी हाई हो जाएगा. You know, उसके बाद फिर ह्यूमन बीइंग क्या करेगा? AI आ गया, बिग डेटा आ गया, तो ह्यूमन बीइंग करेगा क्या कि ये डेटा को यूज करेगा ठीक से, क्रिएटिव बना के. ह्यूमन माइंड क्रिएटिव, यू नो, वो क्रिएटिविटी, वो जो रीड बिटवीन द लाइंस जो होता है जब हम बोलते हैं, तो वो ह्यूमन बीइंग ही कर सकता है, वो एआई नहीं कर पाएगा. तो मुझे लगता है कि आने वाले समय में वैल्यू का रोल जो है बहुत हाई होने वाला है. So I guess artificial, I mean, we'll talk of all this, you know, again. We have crossed 25 minutes today, and it was a very enriching talk. And thank you, ma'am. If you want to say something.
No, thank you very much. And I hope we made some sense to the listeners.
Yes.